It started with something simple. A cardboard box. I came home from work around 6. Traffic was light, weather was fine, and the hallway smelled faintly of someone's overcooked dinner. When I reached my door, I saw it. A brown Amazon package propped against the frame, half shadowed by the evening sun slipping through the blinds in the stairwell. Nothing unusual. We got deliveries all the time. Vitamins, cereal, random stuff she'd find scrolling on her phone at 2 a.m. I picked it up like I had 100 times before. Same weight, same tape, same smile on the side. But there was something about it. Maybe how light it felt, or how it came a day earlier than the last thing I remembered ordering. I set it down on the kitchen counter and didn't think about it for a while. Heated leftovers. Fed the dog. Opened my laptop. Same routine. It wasn't until after dinner that I actually opened it. And there they were. A pair of pristine white Nike Air Max. New. Untouched. Size 12. I wear a 9. I just stared at them for a minute. They sat perfectly in the box, wrapped in that soft paper like they were waiting for someone else. I reached in, picked one up, turned it over in my hands. The rubber was clean. The tag still attached. No smell of wear. Just factory freshness. I walked over to the closet and checked my own sneakers. Just to be sure. All 9s. No mistake. I wasn't imagining it. Back at the kitchen table, I flipped open my laptop and logged into Amazon. I found the order under recent. Placed 2 days ago. Confirmed at 11:43 p.m. The night she said she was exhausted and fell asleep before me. Paid with my card, shipped to my name, same address. No gift receipt. No note. Just a quiet entry in a long list of domestic purchases. For a moment, I thought maybe I ordered them by accident. Some half-asleep click. But that didn't explain the size. Or the fact that I had never once looked at those shoes. Then I remembered something else. Last month, she had asked if my brother liked Nike. Just a random question. Said something about maybe buying him a birthday gift. His birthday was 3 months away. That night, she got home late. Said she stayed for drinks with coworkers. I didn't ask which ones. I never did. She laughed easily, like the world wasn't spinning slightly sideways. Threw her bag on the couch. Kicked off her heels. Pulled out a protein bar from her purse. One I didn't recognize. She didn't notice the box on the table. Or pretended not to. In the morning, it was gone. I didn't mention it. Not because I believed anything, but because I wanted to see how far she'd go. The sneakers weren't mentioned again. They vanished like nothing ever happened. Like they'd never sat in that box, like I hadn't picked them up and turned them over 3 times just to be sure I wasn't imagining things. Like they hadn't cost $89.99 before tax, charged directly to a card I had connected to an account she never officially used. We moved through the week as usual. Work. Groceries. Quiet dinners. She scrolled through her phone more than usual. Said she was planning a trip with her cousin. I nodded. It wasn't that I believed her. It was that I was watching now. She'd started using Do Not Disturb at night. Her phone buzzed quietly at 1:17 a.m. 2 nights in a row. She never flinched. I waited until she was in the shower and checked the notifications. One was from Instagram. The other from Uber. That's when I started noticing something else. She never took Uber to work. We lived close enough to the station. And yet, the app kept appearing in her recent apps. The last trip she'd claimed was 3 weeks ago. But the battery log said otherwise. She was hiding usage. I didn't need to dig deeper right away. I just waited. Then came the story. A friend of hers, not even someone I followed, posted a blurry video from what looked like a rooftop party. Lights strung across patio beams, red cups, someone's dog weaving through plastic chairs. Casual, harmless. Except for a 3-second pan across a group near the edge. A guy sitting in a folding chair, feet stretched out. White Nike Air Max size 12. The exact same pair. Worn in. Creased slightly at the toe. But the color pattern was the same. And she was sitting 2 feet away from him, her back turned to the camera, laughing. The timestamp on the post matched the same night she told me she was at home sick, curled up on the couch with tea, and some crime documentary playing in the background. She'd even left the mug out the next morning, cold and untouched. I didn't confront her. I took a screenshot. I pulled up my Amazon account and cross-checked the order again. Then I checked the return history. She hadn't sent anything back. No refunds. No exchanges. I started going further back in the order log. 6 weeks. 8. I found another item I hadn't noticed before. a men's cologne I never wore. For the modern man who's always moving. That was the tagline on the brand's product page. I remembered her saying she hated cologne, that she preferred the natural smell of skin and fabric softener. Apparently, that rule had exceptions. That night, she came home humming a song I didn't recognize. Threw her coat on the rack. Told me I looked tired. I smiled, said work had been long. She kissed me on the forehead like we were still some couple built on shared routines and unconditional trust. I poured us both a drink. Then I watched her open Instagram. The same friend's story was now gone. 24 hours. Enough time to bury a moment. But I had the screenshot. I had the timestamp. I had the receipt. It was never just one pair of shoes. That's the thing about lies. They don't land like thunder. They arrive like dust. Slowly. Settling in corners. You don't notice them until everything feels heavier, and by then, you're already breathing them in. The sneakers were the first thing I saw, but not the first thing she did. I went back through the Amazon account. Every purchase. Every whisper of something that didn't belong. There was a cable organizer I'd never needed. A car phone mount, even though we both used public transit. A second pair of wireless earbuds. Men's grooming wipes, the kind advertised to gym guys who want to feel fresh between reps. She'd ordered them at 2:14 a.m. There were other things too. Small things. A 6-pack of energy drinks we never had in the fridge. A travel-size bottle of men's body wash. A multi-pack of toothbrushes with black bristles. Not the kind either of us used. And then a pack of condoms. That one stopped me. It was purchased 3 days after I'd been out of town for work. She had texted me that she missed me. Sent a photo of the dog curled up in bed. Said she hadn't left the apartment in 2 days. The shipping address was still ours. The delivery date was the day I returned. I closed the laptop slowly. I didn't get angry. Not really. Anger's loud. This was something colder. Like stepping into a room that looks fine until you realize the floor is soaked. Quiet. Still. Dangerous. She was sitting on the couch when I walked out of the room, watching some show I didn't care about. Laughing. Toes painted a new color I hadn't seen before. She asked if I wanted dinner. I said I wasn't hungry. She shrugged and went back to scrolling. I watched her fingers move across the screen. Fast. Confident. Like someone used to hiding things just outside the frame. That night, after she fell asleep, I started organizing everything. I opened a new folder on my desktop. Named it Housekeeping. Inside, I dropped screenshots. Purchase histories. Timeline notes. The photo of the guy with the sneakers. The time-stamped Uber receipts she didn't know I had access to. It felt methodical. Mechanical. Like solving a puzzle I already knew the image to. I just needed all the pieces in place. I printed some of it. Not because I planned to show anyone yet, but because I liked the feel of it in my hands. Tangible betrayal. Measurable. I could touch the weight of being lied to. The next morning, she made pancakes. Said it had been too long since we had a real breakfast together. I ate in silence, watching her talk about nothing. She told me the coffee shop downstairs was raising prices. That her coworker was moving in with a boyfriend after 2 months. That we should finally book that weekend trip we kept putting off. I nodded. Told her we'd look into it. The lies kept coming like they didn't even cost her breath. But I had already stopped counting on her words. I was listening to the orders instead. I saw him by accident. It was a Saturday. Mid-morning. I wasn't supposed to be home. She thought I was helping a friend move, but plans changed. I came back early, didn't text. Walked into our building with coffee in one hand, and that quiet anticipation that maybe we'd have a calm day for once. I should have known better. As I climbed the stairs, I heard her laugh. Not just the sound, but the specific kind, the one with the upward tone she reserved for people she liked too much. I slowed down. The door was ajar. Not wide, just enough to let voices slip through. I stepped closer, didn't move, didn't breathe. 2 mugs on the counter. One black. One hers, the one with the chipped handle. Someone had made toast. The smell was fresh. The butter still softening on the knife. And then I saw them. His shoes. By the door. White Nikes. Size 12. Not just the same kind. The same pair. The same slightly creased toe. The same scuff near the heel. The same laces she had retied before putting the box away. He stepped into view for just a second. Athletic. Casual. Didn't look like a monster. Just a guy. Hair messy, shirt wrinkled. Totally at ease in a space I thought was private. I stepped back quietly. Didn't slam the door. Didn't call her name. Just walked out like I had somewhere better to be. I went to a diner across town. Ate scrambled eggs I didn't taste. Watched people walk by the window. Someone pushed a stroller. Someone else chased a toddler. Normal life. Lives built on different lies. Or maybe fewer. 3 hours later, I came back. She was on the couch, alone, wearing sweats like nothing happened. Said she had just gotten up. Asked if I wanted to order Thai food. I said sure. She smiled. I looked at the floor. The shoes were gone. Later that night, I checked my Amazon again. A new item had shipped. This time cologne. A different brand. More expensive. The kind with words like legacy and dominance on the label. She hadn't asked if I wanted it. Hadn't mentioned it at all. I added the receipt to my folder. This wasn't just betrayal. This was logistics. She never noticed that I had stopped asking questions. She kept lying with the same tone she used for grocery lists. Flat. Routine. Just enough eye contact to seem present. Just enough distraction to keep me off balance. But I wasn't guessing anymore. I was cataloging. A week later, another package arrived. I knew it was coming. I had alerts set for every order, every transaction. It showed up at 1:43 p.m. on a Thursday. I was at work. So was she, supposedly. Except the tracking showed it was signed for. Not left at the door. Not handed to a neighbor. Signed. By someone using her name, while she was allegedly at a budget meeting that ran long. Inside was a hoodie. Men's. XL. Branded with a small logo from a West Coast gym chain I'd never heard of. I Googled it. There was one location in the city. Not near us, but near her office. I drove there the next day during my lunch break. Sat in the parking lot. Watched people go in and out. Same kinds of people. Focused, athletic. Busy pretending they weren't staring at themselves in mirrored walls. And then I saw him. Same guy. Same walk. Hoodie already on. She hadn't even waited to give it to him. Just handed it off and let him wear it out like it belonged to him. Like I hadn't paid for it. I didn't follow him. Didn't need to. I had all the answers already. It wasn't about finding out more. It was about sitting with the weight of what I already knew. That night, she said she was tired. Said she wanted to order pizza and watch reruns. I said okay. She curled up next to me, like nothing was wrong. Like we were still us. The Amazon folder on my laptop was 42 files deep by then. Screenshots. Tracking info. Shipping confirmations. Photo comparisons. I had built something out of her lies. An archive. A monument. She was asleep when the next notification hit. Your package has been delivered. It was a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. For running. I didn't work out. She didn't run. But he did. I'd seen his playlist when she once handed me her phone by mistake. I got out of bed. Picked up the box. Didn't even open it. Just tossed it on the counter like trash. In the morning, it was gone. No thank you. No mention. Just another item processed. That day, I printed everything. All 42 files. Bound them together. Titled the front page. What you ordered. She came home later than usual. I was waiting at the table. Didn't say a word. Just slid the folder toward her and walked out. No speech. No confrontation. No begging for honesty. I'd already heard her honesty. It just came with free shipping. I didn't block her number. Didn't delete her from social media. Didn't post anything. I didn't need to. Somewhere between the sneakers and the hoodie, I'd already left. The rest was just logistics. She called once. Left a voicemail that started with confusion and ended in silence. I didn't listen to it again. Just saved it to a folder with everything else. I moved out a week later. Took only what I owned, left the rest behind. Even the coffee table I built. Even the matching mugs. Let her keep the comfort of familiar objects. She posted a photo 2 days after. Her, smiling. Same apartment, different throw pillows. Caption said something about fresh starts. The guy wasn't in the picture, but I saw the corner of his hoodie on the couch. I almost laughed. She kept the Amazon account for a while. Probably forgot it was still tied to my email. I got a few more notifications before I disabled it. One was for cologne. One for gym shorts. One for a second toothbrush holder. That was the one that got me. We only had one sink. I closed the laptop. Walked to the window. The world outside didn't look different. The same people walking dogs. The same cars parked under leaning trees. But everything felt sharper. Clearer. Like the moment after a storm. when the air smells like metal and dirt and nothing else. That's what betrayal really is. Not fire, not screaming, just clarity and a receipt.